Now the trick with these greens around here is always look from both sides, so you get an idea and you feel it in your feet as you're walking down. You know, there's a lot of the players these days, Adam Scott et al., they're all using aim point or aim point plus, where they're feeling the slopes in their feet. I don't quite go to that standard, but what I'm actually doing here is looking at this putt. I can see the green falls that way, so I'm going to aim the left edge of the hole. It's a little bit down breeze, which is pushing it that way, so I'm going to aim left edge. I'm going to be quite cautious with this putt. I've had it before, I know how fast it is, so I'm going to aim just left of the hole. You notice my practice stroke isn't too long, so I'm trying to replicate when I play the putt with my practice stroke. And you notice very much so when after I hit it, I actually hold the finish, and you see that ball rolling down towards the hole, and I'm not disappointed in that, and I've still held the finish there when I finished the putt off. So I've tried to hit it left, hold the finish, stay low and don't move. I'm happy enough to have a 1 foot putt from a par today.
Very good. Well, I got a little bit longer putt than Phil, and but so he's made his par, and I'm uphill. I can see like we're uphill, and I'm uphill, and the slope's right to left.
Peter, don't forget to factor the wind into play. You are coming into the wind as well.
Okay.
The peninsula down here, we have a lot of wind, and it can affect the ball up to a metre and a half on a putt like this. So factor that in, because it's very steep up to the hole. So factor the fact that you're going into the wind, uphill, quite a slope there.
Yes, sir. We're lucky today, it's just a gentle breeze. But it is uphill. Uh-oh. I didn't hit that one properly. Well, I got a visual on this. No, not a good putt. Well, the putt wasn't so bad, I just misread it.
Okay, Peter, I know, and we can now see that was a very, very steep putt up the hill here. Now, that greens are enormous width here and length here, and there's a lot of territory between that particular putt and this hole, and you can see the slope looking back down there as well.
It was very slow up there.
Yeah, very slow. I'd like to discuss something.
Very fast this way.
Fast this way, slow up the hill because it's very steep. I'd like to discuss something with you, and we can come back down here, Peter, and let's just have a talk about this first putt. And something I talk to my students about here at Moonalinks all the time. A lady here just recently who was a very, very poor putter, and I brought her out here to this very green, and we put her in about the same place here, and I asked her to have a practice putt as if she was going to go up that hole, and this was her practice stroke. So then I moved to 10 foot closer to the hole and asked her what her practice stroke was like. And then I moved to 10 foot closer, and it was the same practice stroke every time. And I said to her, well, how do you determine how far you want to go? And she was saying, I use my feet as a guide, how far the club's going. So I said, that's fine, that's terrific. Well, let's put your feet wider and make the putter go the width of your feet. And the minute she did that, had her feet wider, the first thing that happened, she got a ball up to the hole. So her theory was correct, but her technique hadn't adjusted to the longer putt. So what I'd like to see you do, Peter, why don't you give that a try for the camera and see what happens if you have your feet wider and make a longer stroke. Let's see what happens, see if it works.
Okay, it sounds pretty plausible. Let's see what we do. Wider stance for a longer putt.
That's a terrific putt. Oh, I'll send you the bill.
Okay. That was well done. Thanks very much, Phil. Look, the first part I mishit it a bit, but it was definitely learning by trial and error.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just go on. They don't come back and practice that putt when they're out here by themselves. I think you can learn a lot going back and re-practicing.
Indeed. I'm going to now go back to the edge of the green here, which is a typical putt we see with a lot of players under clubbing with that back pin. Now you and I both played 7-irons in to only about 130 yard shot, wasn't it?
That's right.
Whereas the average player probably would look at that and say, well, it's a 9-iron. Now as you turn around and look at this green here, the false front, anything short here rolls back down the bottom.
If I just roll that ball, just watch what happens.
It's most likely going to go rolled off, and not only that, it'll pick up a bit of speed, and it's not even dry today, and that ball could roll back. I've seen it under tournament conditions roll back 30 or 40 metres. So now we've got a putt up there. Now the camera probably won't even pick it up, Peter. It's so far up there. But we're going to look up
two balls
between those two golf balls. So what I'm going to do now, we'll see if that theory worked with the wide feet. Now, of course, the good thing about having the wide feet, I look a bit like a tripod now. And of course, if you've got a camera on top of the tripod, the camera's not going to move. It actually helps us stay very stable over the ball. So what I'm going to do is stay very still, much longer stroke, and you'll see the ball will get up to the hole quite comfortably. And most players never get the ball that far with their putts because they don't swing it long enough.
Very good lesson. Fantastic. Thank you.
Something different for Moonalings.